can't get any gears at all.
If they can get that car up and running again at a good pace. But yeah, at the moment it is the number 91 car leading that way. Yet to stop is the 91 with Colin Tester behind the wheel of the BMW M3, and yeah, in second place the number 22 of Darren Goes, the Mangoes Racing Seat Cup racer at this moment in time. Both of those guys yet to stop.
Yep, so they have yet to stop. Callum Noble, car number 20, sitting there in third position, still as yet to stop. The fourth place car hasn't stopped as yet either, which is number 78, which is Ronan Bradley at the wheel of the white and the light green BMW. That is also going to continue round for a further lap. Into the pit lane has gone car number 66, not sure whether you mentioned that. Patrick Seal has come in to give way to Dan Seal, so that will be a driver change that's taking place there. And also now car number 78 does come in, so Ronan Bradley comes in ready to hand over to Damien Bradley. That means that they will vacate fourth position, and that will be inherited for the moment by car number 112, which is the BMW Z4 Coupe of Liam Crilly.
Yes, absolutely, and they'll look to try and get that pit stop as close to that 2 minutes, of course, being in the pit lane as possible. You can be slightly over it, you can be matching that 2 minutes, but if you're slightly under the 2 minute timer, then you will get that penalty for pit lane time being too short. So it's really trying to find that balance there. We've got a slow moving Seat though on the circuit, heading down towards Paddock Hill Bend.
Yeah, that's Roger Everett, I'm afraid to say. The number 92 car, I think, has cried enough, and he's crawling his way down towards Paddock Hill Bend. His best bet would be get to the bottom of the hill, turn right onto the old rallycross course and pull that car out of harm's way. If he tries to go up the hill and doesn't have enough momentum, that could cause a bigger problem, but I think he's got enough motive power to get up Halewood Hill. Is he going to make it to Druids? He's going to park it up just on the approach towards Druids, so maybe a bit more thought would have seen him entirely out of harm's way. As it is, the car's up against the barrier. He's done enough, but he didn't quite make it to the safest part of Druids, did he, unfortunately?
No, of course, there's a bit of a gap there between the barriers, just a couple of yards there, maybe 30-40 yards maybe. He'd have got to a place where they could just simply push the car back behind the barrier, but yeah, I think at the moment it's being covered by yellows, so we'll have to see what the race officials think about that one, as yeah, we see a mechanical issue there unfortunately for the Seat. We see the driver getting out hopefully of the car and getting out of harm's way.
Yeah, so that will just be covered by localised yellows, and hopefully that will get dealt with just by a lap or so with yellows, with the driver hopping over the barriers. Then at least once the drivers have been past it once, they know where it is, and then yellows can be withdrawn, because of course that's one of the few overtaking places in the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit.
Yeah, it's one of the main overtaking places as well in towards Druids, especially around the Indy circuit. So obviously with the yellows there at the moment, it's not going to be well, it's the yellows on the approach to Druids. It's once you turn into Druids, there's a green flag there, so you can battle midway through the corner and on the exit, but on the entry, which is the real breaking point, you have to slow down and you know, adhere to those yellow flags. So I don't think we'll be seeing any moves into Druids. Maybe though, a couple of car drivers might be napping on the exit.
Two more cars head for the pit lane. Darren Goes comes in, Gary Burstow comes in as well. So that now means that we haven't seen Colin Tester into the pit lane as yet. So there's still another 7 minutes of the pit window being open. So he leads the race, number 91. Second in the race is now number 20, which is the purple/pink BMW E46 of Callum Noble, still is yet to pit. And third is car number 112, which is the BMW Z4 Coupe of Liam Crilly, as yet to pit. We also have still as yet to pit the car, of course, that's just retired, but of course we can discount that because it's out of the race. But those are the only 4 cars that, according to our timing screens, haven't been in the pit lane at any point during this race. So really it's just the top 3 now to pit, and then they've all done what they needed to do.
Yeah, I think sometimes if they're extending their stint into the race, they're hoping for that safety car so that they can pit in and minimise that time they lose in the pit lane as much as possible. But no, it hasn't been a safety car just yet. That was their best chance really for a safety car, but it was covered with local yellow, so I think they'll just press on now and try and pit as close to the pit window closing as possible now in order to try and make their strategy work.
Yeah, 6 minutes of the race still to go. Colin Tester, number 91, the race leading BMW, is on his 28th lap of the race so far, and is about to come over the start-finish line and chalk that one into the book. He will be looking to try and maintain what is at the moment a 40-second lead between himself and Callum Noble. The first car that has pitted that's in the race is in 4th position at the moment, which is Darren Goes, so he should, in theory, inherit 2nd place once the race is done and dusted, because he was already the best part of 20 seconds behind Colin Tester. But it's the second part of the race that we then need to look at, because we know that Colin Tester is quicker than everybody out there. It's the relative pace of Hugh Gurney once he takes over that race leading car compared to everybody else behind that we need to keep an eye on. Is he going to get caught? Is he going to be able to do what Colin Tester did and just pull away from them all?
Yeah, and we'll only know that once he hops into the car and has his stint. But as of yet, we haven't seen the number 91 in the pit lane, but a very healthy lead over the number 20. We hear the pit lane buzzer. So that means someone's making their mandatory stop, as we see it looks like a BMW looking car entering that pit lane. And of course, with the sun in our eyes, it makes it even more difficult to tell which one it is. That could be the number 20, I think that is, and it is. So 2nd place, the number 20 of Callum Noble comes in to make his mandatory stop from 2nd place.
Yep, so Callum Noble then dives for the pit lane, which just leaves Colin Tester, the race leader number 91, and the 122 car of Liam Crilly now to head towards the pit lane. So through comes our leading pit stopping car, number 22, which is Darren Goes. Now that for the moment doesn't put him ahead of Callum Noble. He's still got another lap to do before he overtakes the purple BMW that sits in the pit lane at the moment. As for how long to go before the pit window closes, 4 minutes is the answer. Bang on 4 minutes time the pit window will close, and there's no point coming into the pit lane with 14 minutes and 59 seconds of the race still remaining. That's too late. If you come into the pit lane outside of the window, the penalties are very draconian indeed. It's something like some clubs that allocate something like a 3-lap penalty if you don't pit inside the window. So it really encourages you to pit within the window. 15 minutes is ample time to come in and pit within the window, but it's amazing how many times you see it that drivers, for whatever reason, either forget or miscalculate and don't quite do it when they should. Yeah,
it's very easy to do as well when you're in the zone. Yeah, that's why you need your team on the board as well, on the wall, to tell you to come into the pits. Although it helps when the driver looks at the... Oh, we've got a spinner there.
That's Gary Burstow, I'm afraid.
So Gary Burstow digging himself into the gravel. I don't think he's getting out of that one.
He's not getting out of that one, but that could bring about a safety car, you know. 3 minutes to go before the window closes.
Well, that could do. We'll have to keep an eye on that race control.
And Liam Crilly is in by the look of things, so Liam Crilly is in the pit lane and the buzzer goes off, which must mean this is the final pit stopper coming in now, is it? Colin Tester, yes, comes in now, so Colin Tester into the pit lane. Now, is the safety car on standby? The lights aren't on it as yet, the safety car. That's usually the indication that something's going to happen, but we've now got all of the cars either having conducted their pit stop or in the process of doing so, and the lights now come on the safety car. So the safety car is going to have a bit of a task here, because it's got to pick up the leader, but the leader's in the pit lane.
Yeah, that's always going to be a tough one. But with the safety car, obviously they have to. The drivers have to stick to a pace. So that's going to be solely relying on the timing board in order to tell us who is in the lead of the race. But as you say, race leader currently in the pit lane, so it's always going to be a bit difficult to try and file that one through. But I'm sure the safety car will pick up one driver and sort it out when the pits come in. But what that means is, of course, they've got the minimum 2-minute pit lane time, which means once the field is now under this full course yellow, that's theoretically you're not losing as much time as you would if it was all full course green.
Yeah, a safety car lap is probably going to cost you 2 minutes. If you were to pit for 2 minutes under green flag conditions, it would cost you 2 laps rather than just the one potentially. So yeah, it's potentially a full lap advantage that they could gain through this one. The one good thing is that we just talk about what's going on. We don't need to worry like the safety car does about picking up the right car. But there will be communication going on between race control, who have the same timing as we have in the commentary box, and the safety car observer. It's not the driver they talk to, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you always have 2 people in the safety car. You have the safety car driver and the safety car observer, and it's the observer that is in contact with race control. He receives the radio communications, and then he will tell the safety car driver what they need to do, either maintain that slow pace that they're doing at the moment, and then once the incident is cleared, the safety car picks up the pace. It will also tell the driver as well, and tell the safety car observer as to how many cars in the queue they need to wave by, because at some point, as they're doing now, they'll start to wave the cars by so that they can pick up the race leader. What they have done at the moment is have Darren Goes as the lead car behind the safety car, albeit I think once we get the next lap done and dusted, we should have a correct order for this race, and I do think it would still be the number 91 BMW that would still be in the lead of the race. But has that gone back out as yet from the pit lane?
I think it's still in the pit lane, because I think they're underneath us. I think if you hear that engine note, I think there's someone leaving. Yeah, so that is the number 91 who, well, now rejoins. He's still leading this race.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think he's still. Yeah, he's on lap number 31. Darren Goes is. He's just started lap number 32. Darren Goes, the lead car behind the safety car, is only on lap number 30 at the moment. So I think we might possibly have another shuffle of the order, which means almost everybody's going to have to be waved past the safety car potentially, aren't we? If we're going to have the race leader in the queue. Yeah,
I think as well. The safety car driver obviously has a bigger problem, because we're coming up to the incident zone that triggered the safety car, so you can't let cars go through there, otherwise you're going to cause all sorts of mayhem there. But as you say, luckily we're in the commentary box, we don't have to worry about the logistics, we just watch the cars go by and see what happens. But at the moment it looks like they've just picked up Darren Goes for now. How they will sort through that order so that they pick up the race leader, we're unsure of as yet, but I'm sure they'll figure it out.
They'll work it out, so yeah, Darren Goes is the leading car behind the safety car. Now, he is second in the race. The car that's third in the race is the third car behind the safety car, which is Steve Gales. The car that's fourth in the race is the fourth car behind the safety car, which is Ollie Pidgley. The car that's fifth in the race is the sixth car behind the safety car, which is the purple BMW of Callum Noble. So that's the order that they are in the race. And the car that leads the race is the car that is only now just joining the back of the queue of the safety car, which is the number 91 BMW of Hugh Gurney, who is behind the wheel. So in theory, if we're going to get the race leader behind the safety car, we need to wave past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cars before we then get the race leader. We'll wait and see as to what happens, because the incident has now as good as been cleared. The JCB teleloader is now just reversing itself back behind the snatch gap.
Yeah, the safety car's
safety car is letting them all through, yeah.
Letting them all through.
That's the right decision.
Yeah, I think so, definitely. So waving all of them through, apart from the number 91, who I think, when we get underway, will be a lap ahead of Darren Goes.
I did say that, you know, it's theory if you pit under the safety car, you know, the safety car lap is taking 1 minute and 40 seconds. Well, that's nearly the whole of the period that you'd spend stationary in the pit lane, isn't it, in reality? But yeah, by pitting, I mean, how fortuitous was it really? They couldn't have stayed out much longer.
No.
And if anybody needs to be bought a pint at the end of today, it's Gary Burstow needs to be bought a couple of pints, one by Colin Tester and one by Hugh Gurney, because that's been the story of the race. That's what's given them. They were already leading. It was already a comfortable lead, but now it's a very comfortable lead.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll just await now for the rest of the pack now that have been let through. Obviously, they've got to go around at a reduced pace. They're still under full course yellow, but they will be able to form up behind the safety car. We'll have to wait and see if it's going to be one more lap. I think it's going to be one more lap, because by the time the pack, well, they've only just come through the final corners there. They're heading on to the Brabham Straight now. The safety car, meanwhile, is going through Brownhill Bend. So I reckon they'll have one more lap just to make sure they've got everybody in the queue, just to be on the safe side. Yeah,
I think so. The safety car's slowing up as much as it possibly can, but the pack of cars isn't behind us yet, so we might just have to have one more lap, possibly, behind the safety car. Now, what it does mean is that Darren Goes will be the second place car in the race, but the fourth of the cars behind the safety car. But remember, the race leader now has a full 1 lap advantage over everybody else in the field as a bare minimum. So for Hugh Gurney, matters not what his pace is now relative to everybody else, because he can just afford to stroke the car home, really, can't he?
He could, if only if it's ever that easy. He's got to keep it on the island and make sure he doesn't make any mistakes now. He might have a lap lead, but you know, he can't let complacency get the best of him.
Yeah, well, safety car's eased off so that the full train can catch. It will now start to speed up again now that we've got the full train fully formed, the race leader behind the safety car, so it's just frustrating really, but this is the right way to do it. You ideally need to make sure that you reorder everything as it should be. It didn't help the fact that just as the safety car came out, the leader pitted. It certainly helped the leader, but it didn't help in the ordering of the pack of cars. So let's run you down through the order then. Car number 91, Hugh Gurney, leads the race by a full lap at the moment from car number 22, which is Darren Goes. In third position is number 135, which is Steve Gales, and fourth place is 2, which is now Ollie Pidgley. We thought he was starting the race. It wasn't. It was Nick Jackson, which means Ollie Pidgley is now behind the wheel. Fifth place is number 20, which is Callum Noble. All of those cars, top 5, are in Class S. In sixth place is the leading Class A car. Now that's for the cars with between 176 and 200 brake horsepower, so slightly less than the Class S cars. Number 13, which is Scott Parkin, leads that in the Volkswagen Golf. Seventh place is 122, another Class A car, Liam Crilly. Eighth place is number 78, which is now Damien Bradley, that's behind the wheel of the BMW. Ninth place is number 66, which is now Dan Seal, and completing the top 10 is the leading Class B car, which is the car of Chris Payne at the Caterham. So we're about to get the race back underway for Darren Goes, who's the fourth of the cars in the queue. There's no overtaking until you reach the start-finish line. Once you get past the line, then you can go for it. And Darren Goes is already looking to try and thrust his way through and past the Porsche, which is in the hands of Gary Martin. He gets past that on the way in towards Paddock Hill Bend. He will then try and address the BMW that lies just ahead of him, which is going to be Damien Bradley's car on the run in towards Druids. But for Hugh Gurney, 9.5 minutes to go, leading by a full lap. Surely that's the best possible situation you could be in at this stage of the race.
Well, in that case, but Hugh Gurney did not want to wait around to get this race restarted and back under full course grid. He was right behind the safety car there as the safety car peeled off into the pit. So, yeah, very eager to get racing once again. So that shows me that Hugh Gurney's not going to go and have a nice cruise around the circuit. He's going to put in some fast lap time still.
So he'll try and see what he can do. He's already managed to...
Oh, another slow car.
Oh dear.
Down the Cooper Straight. It's a Volkswagen
That
Golf.
is the Class A leading Volkswagen Golf of Scott Parkin, the diesel car.
And it pulls off to the side.
Oh no.
And, well, are we going to see? It's stopped just on the grass there, on the outside going in towards 30. So, yeah, I'm not sure about that one. That's going to be very close to the action, that's for sure, because it's right on the entry point into the corner. So I would class that as a quite a dangerous place to have the car parked there. Obviously, nothing the Golf can do. It can only stop where it can stop. But, yeah.
That is such a shame for the Team Darkside Volkswagen Golf, the company that are diesel tuners and developers and have always raced diesel cars. I think the Parkins, some very rapid ones. I think the only petrol one they've ever raced is the Enduro KA car that they've got. But that now means that they hand the lead of Class A, to Liam Crilly, who is in the pit lane for some reason. Nobody